Welcome back to the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I'll give you 5 riders to keep an eye on when making your picks in Philly, the FFL stats, race day weather and schedule, and of course, my early team, all courtesy of Maxxis Tire. You know Maxxis Tire. You know their MXST tire designed by the king of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire on the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. Looking at the ins and outs for Philadelphia Pro Circuit is swapping their riders, with Cameron McAdoo exiting the series after a scapula injury in Nashville, but Seth Hammaker returns after taking a week to recover from his Foxborough injury. 450 class will also exchange 2 former outdoor champs, with Ken Roczen leaving the series after his hellacious crash in Nashville, but we do see Firepower Honda's Dylan Ferrandis back on the line for the first time since Birmingham. On to your picks. Let's start with the 250 All-Star, and I am all in on Hayden Deegan. Danger Boy comes in with a 2 after finishing 6th in the showdown, but the big takeaway is that McAdoo leaving the scene is a free position for the 38. Hayden has only been on the podium in 4 of his 8 main event gate drops this season, but removing McAdoo bumps that up to his 63%, and unlike Vial, who can pretty much just link a few top 5s to take home the title, Danger Boy will be laying it all out for the win this weekend, and that makes a good all-star this late in the season. A double eligible guy to highlight in the 250 class is Henry Miller. The Ty-Lube Honda rider has been quietly having a stellar season, sitting 10th in points on the privateer team, but what is most notable about Henry is his consistency. He has finished top 12 in every single East Coast official result, with his only blemish a 13th during the 3rd Triple Crown in Indy. His upside isn't bad either, with the best of 7th in Detroit. On average, Henry finishes 4 spots better than he qualifies. 450 All-Star, I'm giving the nod here to Jason Anderson, who is available to over 90% of players. The 21 is coming in with back-to-back top 5s while finishing top 5 in 12 of 20 main event gate drops this season. Most importantly, he's been keeping the mistakes to a minimum, making every main with 0 DNFs this season. Do not pick, we go back to the well with Hunter Lawrence. As the field has thinned a bit with factory guys exiting the series, Hunter has been slowly creeping up the field, but a -2 handicap just leaves a razor-thin margin. His best official finish in a 20-minute main is 5th, and he's gone 7-7-7 in the last 3. Simply put, there are just much better picks out there this weekend. The title of High Handicap Hero of the round belongs to PRMX Kawasaki. Cade Clayson is a great choice here, but I'm actually highlighting his teammate Mitchell Harrison. The former factory rider bumps up to a 12 this weekend, which guarantees double points with a main event spot. And the 82 has been on a roll, making 3 of his last 4 traditional mains with 2 top 15 finishes in Birmingham and Foxborough, respectively. 250 FFL is really down to Vial and Deegan. Again, it's probably in Vial's best interest to get behind Deegan as quickly as possible to prevent any title shenanigans. So even if he does whole shot, he may not fight to hold it for a whole lap with a 38 on his tail. Advantage Deegan this week. 450 side, we lose Roczen, who led the class with 5, and enter Eli, who now has 3 to go with Chase and Jets 4 each. Total toss up here, but I still think Jet is the most consistent at this point. Finally, some consistent weather for an outdoor race. No rain in eastern Pennsylvania on the horizon, but it will be a cooler, cloudy day with highs in the low 60s. This is the final daytime program on the season, with a race broadcast nationally on NBC. Race Day Live is a very early 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 a.m. Pacific start time. The qualifying cheat sheets will hit Twitter and Instagram by 2 p.m. Eastern, with the picks locking at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and the gates dropping just moments later for our first trip to Lincoln Financial Field. My Thursday team has Hayden Deegan at 250 All-Star, Seth Hammaker with a net 0, Casey Cochran at a 4, as well as Chance Hymas with a 1. 450 side, I like Jet at a 2 for All-Star, returning Dylan Ferrandis also with a 2, Dean Wilson at a 5, as well as Colt Nichols with a lofty 8. Don't forget to follow PulpMX Fantasy and at RotoXMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info and stats and banter throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks as always for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie. May your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great. And most importantly, have fun. Good luck, y'all.